In the world of Christianity, a profound paradox exists within the pages of the Bible. God is portrayed as the ultimate source of all goodness and love, while Satan is the embodiment of evil and deceit. Yet if we tally the deaths recorded in the Bible, the numbers reveal a curious inversion of roles. Let's begin with Satan. Throughout the Bible, Satan directly kills only 10 people. These unfortunate souls were Job's 7 sons, his 3 daughters, and his servants, all of whom perished when a house collapsed upon them, as chronicled in the book of Job, chapter 1, verses 18 and 19. What's even more striking is that these deaths only occurred because God explicitly permitted Satan to act, as stated in Job 1:12, "Very well, everything he has is in your power." And with that, Satan's role in biblical killings essentially concludes. Beyond these 10 deaths, Satan claims no other lives in the entire Bible. Now let's contrast this with God's body count. The biblical narrative of the flood in Genesis, chapters 6 and 7, is one of the most significant instances. Here, God decides to start anew by wiping out every man, woman, child, and animal on earth, sparing only Noah and his family. Estimates based on biblical genealogies and ancient population models suggest this event alone may have resulted in the deaths of 20 million or more. Continuing this exploration, we encounter the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, where all inhabitants perished. Then there's the plague that struck Egypt, claiming the lives of every firstborn son, as recounted in Exodus 12:29. The Canaanite genocide is another example. In Numbers 31, God commands Moses to take action against the Midianites, resulting in 12,000 soldiers killed and 32,000 women taken captive. Furthermore, Deuteronomy 20:16-17 commands the Israelites to leave nothing alive in the cities they conquered. In 2 Samuel 24:15, we find yet another instance of divine retribution. Here, God unleashes a plague that kills 70,000 Israelites as punishment for King David conducting a census. Although David was the one who sinned, it was the 70,000 people who paid the ultimate price. Steve Wells, the author of Drunk with Blood: God's Killings in the Bible, meticulously documented 158 separate killing events attributed to God in the Bible. His conservative estimate places God's death toll at approximately 25 million. In stark contrast, Satan's confirmed biblical death toll remains at just 10. Some might argue that God's killings were justified because those who perished were wicked. However, if we apply this logic consistently, we must consider that Satan's killing of Job's innocent children was unjust, yet God approved it. This counter-argument doesn't resolve the paradox. Instead, it deepens it. The Bible, if taken at face value, presents us with a perplexing moral equation. The entity described as perfectly good has killed tens of millions, while the entity depicted as pure evil has killed a mere 10, with God's explicit permission. The moral math doesn't add up, so we are left with the question: who defines good and evil?